by the light of the sun, by the depth of the moon, by the flame of the wand, by the pentacles of earth. I call upon the guides of wisdom, the ancestors of the craft, and the holy guardian angel. Guide us now through the stations of the dove and serpent. Reveal what is hidden, that we may transform it into light. Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And your first card, position 1, the station of your life right now. This is the Sun card. This is your sense of self, your current identity, the tone of your being, right? This is the card of success, of confidence, of pride. This is the card of our true selves, our radiance. I feel like right now in your life you are shining brightly, okay? I think even, and this isn't just a mask that we wear towards other people. We're not just out here feigning confidence or radiance. I feel like this is in your own private world as well. You feel the radiance of your truest self, okay? I feel like you're you're in a very charismatic energy right now, right? How does this card for you resonate with your sense of self? Okay, the confidence, the radiance, maybe the charm, maybe you feel like you're really feeling yourself. You're expressing yourself the way you really want to. You're out there in the world communicating with people with your own unique style. Right? Your light is radiating out to the rest of the world right now. Your confidence level is high. You believe in yourself. You can feel some sort of power surging through you. Like the light of spirit is coursing through your veins, right, in your body, coursing through your aura. And I feel like you really are you're in a very, very radiant mode right now. And I wonder what's going on for you. We got to put this card into a little bit of context, don't we? And let's see what your next card is. This is position 2. This is the battle. Okay? This is where your task or your quest is revealed. Your field of conflict, the challenge that might be driving your soul forward. It's the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. This is an emblem of our highest, purest, most unified goals. You have kind of the ultimate fire and earth combination here, right? So I think that this ace is really showing that you've got your eyes on the summit of the mountain. Okay. And maybe that's where your sort of courage is being tested right now. By your confidence and your belief in yourself that this can be your goal. This above everything else. This is like the biggest thing in your life that you ever would have thought of doing. This is taking a real leap, a real big, huge kind of a step of confidence. This is the most difficult part. It's the beginning of the step. It's that first step into this new path. Okay? This is maybe a big shift for you. Okay? And we need this courage and this brightness and this radiance because this is something that perhaps back in the day you wouldn't have thought of doing this. Well, it's too risky, it's too big, this is too much of it, this is too high of a goal for me, right? There are no goals too high. Yeah. Let's keep going. Let's see what else is down here. Okay, we have the Lovers. We have the Eon, Judgment, Rebirth, Reawakening, the Baptism by Fire. We have a Prince of Wands. And we have the Three of Cups, the celebration, the joy, the love. This is really, that's tremendous. I think that this is gratitude and appreciation, but it's also recognition. Okay, there's also recognition. Okay, so Path of the Serpent, we've got 2 of Swords, 4 of Swords, the Devil energy. And finally, the 8 of Pentacles. Look at that. It looks like we're entering a garden here. Okay? This is really, really nice. You have a lot of this really wonderful major arcana energy. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're going to set this down right over here and put our little sea turtle friend right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. Now, as we look around the room, we see, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 majors. We see fire. We see water. We see air. We see earth. It's fairly balanced. Okay, it's a nice balance of energies. It's really heavy on the major arcana, and that tells me that this is some really like overwhelming energy right now. This is a really big shift in your life. Okay. The next card that we come to is the 3rd card. This is the position of your soul, right? The hidden self, the unconscious, the seat of deep feelings and secret longings, right? It's a whisper from the shadows within, right? And it's the Lover's card, right? How does this card reflect your private yearnings, right? Your emotional landscape. What are you ready to bring to light? Well, I think this is kind of like your true self. This is a choice, right? Where is it inside of your soul that's telling you, I need to make this choice. I need to do this big thing in life because this is the goal that matters to me. This is the big aspiration that I have. This is the one thing I want to do more than anything else in the world right now. And I got to make that decision, right? The Lover's card, it's not about romance. I mean, it could be, but, ease back on that. This is about a choice. This is about our willingness to commit to something 1,000%. No reservations, right? So what is this Ace of Pentacles for you that you feel called to choose, right? It's like something wants you to choose it. This is kind of like you having that confidence and that radiance and that ability and that self-awareness to know that this is what I have to choose. I don't care what anybody else says or what anybody else thinks. This is the path for me. This is the goal that I want to have in my life. This is the path I need to take. It doesn't have to be a career. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It's the path that you know you have to take, and this is that 1,000% heck yes commitment. Okay? So this is the choice that I think you're feeling deep down inside of your soul that we have to make that choice. Yeah. Now, as we look at the next card, position 4, this is the dwarf energy. Okay? The old patterns, the inertial drag from your past, the residue of old karma. Okay? And so it seems to me that this is a doorway that we never fully entered into it. Okay? This is an influence that is still holding some sort of sway over your life. It's a chapter in the past that we've never closed. It's an old wound or a pattern that we have to face and release. This is a doorway, right? Let's see about the divine doorway cards. Birth. Another gateway appears in view. New life is unfolding with blessings to you. These are the blessings. But in order to do this, we have to let go of whatever this is in the past. The lingering shadow, the influence that still holds sway. Okay? We have to shut the door for the old life, the old chapter, and let that sun card really emerge, right? And so it could be that there are these old programs or complexes or the old version of ourself, right? Insecure, uncertain, not so confident, right? We have to let go of that so we can birth this new version of ourselves. And I think we do that by recognizing what it is inside of you that wants you to choose it. It's kind of like you're choosing yourself, right? We're choosing the path that is true for me. This is what I want to do with my life. Yeah. And so going through this doorway, going through the rebirth process over here, is saying that we have to let go of that old version of ourself if we're going to be born anew, if we're going to be resurrected as this solar entity, as this solar enlightened consciousness, at this full and sort of integrated self, the whole self. Yeah. So I like that. I think this is a perfect doorway here. But it is an old door that maybe we've never fully closed it. Okay? We need to think about what that is. Now, up above here, this is the giant. This is the driving force, the impulse that propels you forward. It's the Prince of Wands, right? The direction of your creative energies. This is your ambition. This is your guiding light. The power within you that is ready to manifest. The virtue that you have to embrace here is your creative will. Okay? This is kind of a Leo energy, right? This is a persistence. This is a perseverance and a tenacity, even in the face of opposition, in the face of criticism, in the face of all the haters and all the challenges, all the roadblocks, all the speed bumps. This is the cruise control. So this is our ability to not quit when things get tough. Our ability to keep going because this is the goal. This is the path for me. And I'm on this path no matter what. Okay? So we're not, we're realizing that we sort of have to set our cruise control, and no matter what hills or valleys or twists and turns we're on, we're maintaining a consistent speed here. Because we don't want to be moved by the energies from other people, especially negative energies, criticism, opposition, obstacles, the challenges. Right? The ups and downs, the twists and turns of life. We want to make sure that we're steady as she goes. Okay? So this is that virtue. To stick with something even when it's hard. To get up and do it even when we're not feeling motivated. To motivate ourselves. When we want to stay in bed, when we want to go back and toy with old sweetnesses, going back through this doorway that we should have shut and locked, when we want to go back there, this is our discipline that says, I'm not going back there and doing that. I'm not going to turn the car around. I'm not going to slow down. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to quit. Maintaining that discipline, making sure that we are fully aware and awake and pushing through any obstacle we may face. Yeah, this is very good. Now, in the future position, we have the imago, the image of your future self, the next step on your path, the seed of tomorrow. Okay? And this is the Three of Cups, a beacon of what you're becoming. And the question here is, how can we align our present actions, the first steps on this new path, with this emerging destiny, right? What choices are going to shape this vision? And this card is all about gratitude, love, radiating love and gratitude, right? Joy, celebration, appreciation, recognizing the essence of other people. Okay? It's sort of it's the hands together bowing to other people. It's sort of a humbleness. It's a humility even. It's being of service to something that is higher than us. It's recognizing the divinity all around us in the form of other people, pets, plants, people, right? When I was a kid, I had a weird sort of experience when I was with my cat. We had cats when I was a kid, and I was looking at the cat, and I really felt like the cat and I were connecting on some kind of a psychic level. I was like maybe 10, and I really was perceiving the cat as just another point of consciousness, connecting with my point. I really felt like a third eye connection with the cat. This is before I knew anything about spiritual stuff or esoteric stuff, or psychic things, anything like that. I wasn't familiar. But I felt connected in the center of my brain, really, with the cat. And it was such a weird experience when I was a kid. And that's kind of when I realized that we are all point events of consciousness that are just surrounded by this accumulation of denser energy around that central point of consciousness. Yeah. But anyway, this is the card again of loving kindness, of gratitude, of celebration, of experiencing joy, sharing joy with other people, connecting with other people in a way that is recognizing the divinity in them. Okay, so it's like it's not all about us, right? We are radiating this light. You are the sun, right? And what you're radiating is love and gratitude and connection and commitment and an interconnectedness and interdependence, or really just the feeling that we're kind of like we're all one consciousness in a way. Yeah. This is really, really good. This is really simply about the joy. Your future self is going to be experiencing tremendous joy and appreciation because of this. This is a path with heart for you. And you're making the choice to live this path because it's true to you. And you're not going to push this choice aside because, well, my parents want me to do one thing, or society wants me to do another, or I'm too scared to take this big step. This is the biggest step of your life. And you're going to be very happy and very satisfied, very humbled, but very satisfied that you took this chance and you chose yourself, right, by taking this first big step. Yeah. Now, Path of the Serpent, we're going to talk about these cards. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. Okay. Your general energy, the persona. This is how you present yourself to the world, the mask you wear in the greater theater of life. And this is the Two of Swords, right? This is the style and energy of your public self. I think you're very decisive. I think that you have almost a seriousness about you. Yeah. And this is the card of really, to me, it feels like your ability to handle pressure. I feel like you're good at handling stress, because this card's called peace. It's kind of saying that we have this undisturbed mind. And whether we're choosing what to have for dinner, or we're choosing these big life-changing moves in the world, I feel like you have a sense of peace about you. There's like a zen that's come over you now, you know? And I think this really does serve your highest purpose, okay? I think that this role as kind of like the cool as a cucumber, kind of cool, calm, and collected under pressure, you know, I feel like this is really a good vibe for you. And I feel like it is, it's a lot different than what it used to be. We used to be indecisive. We used to be not so confident in ourselves to make any decision. What do you want to have for dinner? Oh my God, I don't know. I don't know, maybe pasta. No, maybe a big salad. Oh, I don't know. I don't trust myself to make a decision, you know? Maybe we've been delegating our decisions. Can somebody else decide for me? You know? So I feel that now you have this cool, calm, assertive confidence that's making choices all day long, making all sorts of choices, you know? And we've grown to believe and trust in our choices and know that we're making good ones, because we have realized that we need to always be choosing destiny, always be choosing spirit, always be choosing the true self, a higher self, or deeper self. And so when we use that as our guide, then every choice sort of stems from, this is the big choice of spirit, right? And then from this choice, all our other little minor choices, all these little other, you know, branched out kind of, all the connected choices seem so much easier to make. Well, now there's no question, right? Every choice, every moment is a choice. Am I following my higher self, or am I not? Which path is going to take me closer to my truest self, deepest self, to spirit, and to my goals? And so it makes every choice a little bit like easier, you know? Now, the next card in the position of the environment, this is kind of a shadow. Okay, sometimes these are repressed energies or unacknowledged truths, right? This might be something where it's the Four of Swords, what we have, okay? And this is sometimes the way we might project some of our energies onto other people in our environment. We may be looking at other people as being as not being as decisive as we are, right? We might be looking at other people as, I'm trying to figure out how to say this in a nicer way. Sometimes we feel a little bit of superiority, right? Sometimes we feel as if we are meant for great things in this life, and that sort of gives us, you know, there's a concern for an overinflated ego here, especially with the Sun card and with the Prince of Wands. There is that concern. So we have to be careful with how we're projecting onto other people. It might be, that we assume other people don't have our best interests in mind, and maybe they don't. So what, right? There are lessons that are here. This is a card of truce. This is a card of kind of saying, it's almost an indifference, you know? The Tao Te Ching speaks of the sage treating everybody like straw dogs, right? Straw dogs in ancient China were these ritual objects that you would revere, you would worship them, and then when the ceremony was over, you just kind of throw them out. They don't mean anything outside of that context. So I feel like this is kind of your ability to like treat everybody equally, you know? And I think that's kind of the lesson here, that we need to realize that we are just as disposable as everybody else, you know? We have this solar energy. We feel like we're making this big, important, you know, life-changing decision, and we're choosing spirit and all this stuff. But at the same time, we're just a straw dog as well. We're just a disposable item in the cosmic machinery, you know? And if we have that, it sort of keeps us humble, and it keeps us very accepting and very open and very tolerant of everybody else, which is helping us with our Three of Cups. So it feels like it goes hand in hand. Yeah, that we're not trying to treat anybody better than anybody else. Just, you know, we're not going to value some people because they can do more for me than somebody else. You know, this person over here doesn't have anything, can't give me anything, can't help me in any way, but I'm treating them just the same, equally, as somebody over here who maybe will invest in my business or has something that I want, or you know what I mean? You know, everybody is equal in your eyes, and we're striving to keep ourselves in that sort of check too. That we're looking at everybody as a point event of consciousness. Everybody is a divine entity, and we're worshiping everybody equally. But we're also realizing that we have to be included in that, and that ultimately we are all sort of dispensable. So especially when we're attached to somebody and we're really valuing somebody or something, and it happens to leave our life, whether it passes into spirit or our paths diverge and they go a different way, we're understanding how that's the way of the universe, and so we're able to release things and release our attachment to things. Okay? So this card of truce, it's kind of a card of acceptance or forgiveness, that we want to value everything equally, and that way, if something is removed from my life, it does not destroy me. It does not knock me off course or ruin my momentum here. Okay? Now, the next card is the Spectre. This is the anxiety, the dread, the challenges that we really fear. And of course, this is the Devil card. The Devil card sort of represents fear itself, represents all those things that will drag us back down the hill as we're climbing this mountain, right? It's the goat. This is we want to get to the top of this mountain. Whatever it is we're doing, we want to become the very best. We want to be the goat, right? And so the fear might be that we're taking this big risk. We're taking this first step on the path, this very big decision, big energy shift for you. And our fear might be that, a couple things. Might be that, one, we don't make it, that we fail, that we take a few steps up the hill and we end up sliding right back down to the bottom, and, you know, sort of people are going to notice, right? We're going to feel a little embarrassed perhaps, right? Or maybe we even fear sort of becoming too detached from people, you know, because this is the lone mountain goat. Maybe we fear becoming that lone mountain goat where you know, if we sort of take the Four of Swords in that context and say, like, everybody's equal and everybody is equally exalted and everybody is equally as dispensable in the eyes of the universe, so to speak, in the cosmic machinery, you know. Maybe we feel as if we're going to lead a very lonely existence. Maybe we're afraid of losing our connections to people. Well, that's another reason to have the Three of Cups here, isn't it? As our ideal sort of self, one that is connected and loves people and cherishes people and recognizes the divinity in others. At the same time, recognizing that I accept the reality of life, that things are going to come and go. Friends are going to come and be with me on my path, but then those friends are going to leave at some point too, right? But I think our fear is that maybe we will achieve all this success on this path, but we will be lonely. Yeah. That we will, like they say, it's lonely at the top, So I think this is something that we might understand how to, how to liberate ourselves from this fear. And I think it's really through the way of gratitude, through the way of that 3, right? Because the 3 of Cups is all about expressing ourselves to the people that we care about. Yeah. And communicating and sharing our energy with others. Okay. The ability to form deep bonds here. Okay. And perhaps the Devil card does hold the key if we feel as if we are perhaps on this journey that it's going to be a lonely path, right? Maybe part of this release is to maybe look at the summit of the mountain as only existing to justify the climb. So it's not so much about where we're going, what we're becoming, but it's about the experience we have along the way. I kind of think like knowing that things will end at some point allows us to appreciate them more, allows us to be more connected with those things in our life, knowing that at any moment things can change, right? We live in a material world. We are made of flesh and bone, So I feel that this is kind of reminding us or allowing us to maybe get a glimpse of that idea that the key to getting rid of our fear is to try to enjoy the moment, try to enjoy the journey toward the goal, right? And not be so concerned with the goal itself, because we know everything ends a certain way in life anyway, right? I'm kind of anticipating the mystery card. Oops. Anticipating the mystery card is going to be the Death card here, okay? But it might be the Moon. I kind of feel like your superpower card might be here too. So the next card, that's the position of destiny, okay? And we've got the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's a card of growth. This is a card of patience. This is the culmination, this is the fruit, right, of all your labors. This is the realized self. And I think that this is a self that has strong roots. This is a self that has a very strong trunk, right? Solid foundations, right? Very steady. Has a lot of branches. And is like literally bearing fruit, right? So it's kind of like we're, through our choices, we're weaving like this larger path. And so whatever this big step is that you're taking, there's a lot of these other branches where I think you're connecting with a lot of people. You're connecting with a lot of other energies too. And so I feel like we're kind of, we're gathering a lot of energies around us, a lot of connections, a lot of people, not material things. But we're cultivating a larger garden. Yeah. And I think that we're sharing these fruits with the people around us as a way to foster these connections and these bonds and to maximize our experience of the here and now, knowing that tomorrow everything can change. Tomorrow everything can be different, right? So we're trying to align our will with what the universe is unfolding, right? What steps do we take right now in order to branch out, to reach out, to bear more fruit, to have more trees around us, right? We don't want to be the lone tree at the top of the hill, right? Kind of like the Cypress Hill tree, right? I always love that group. We want to have a whole forest of trees around us, knowing that, things can change at any moment. Like that's kind of like, that's always in the background there. And that sort of inspires us to make the most connections we can right now. And to not try to rush. I think patience is a good idea here with this card, right? We're embracing we're not trying to rush up the hill. We're trying to learn patience, patience with other people, patience with ourselves, and really just patience with the day. Not trying to hurry up and rush through my day so I can go to bed at night, wake up tomorrow and do it all over again. Trying to extend the moments, trying to dilate time, right? Dilate it so that the moment, the brief fleeting moment of life seems to last longer. Enjoying those moments that we can with the other straw dogs of life, you know? Let's look at the mystery card. Yeah. This is the guide, the higher self, the inner teacher, the wisdom that waits to lead you onward. Okay. What do we think this is going to be? Maybe the death card, maybe the moon card, maybe the empress card, maybe some more water, maybe a 6 of cups. Yeah. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. The Ace of Pentacles, leading you onward. This Ace of Pentacles is the gift, right? This is kind of blessing your journey with its counsel. What message does this card whisper to your soul? Trust the guidance. Let it light your way. This card is a gift. This card is you're being given a ticket to go through that doorway. You're being given the gift of an opportunity to take this really big step, to get out of our confines, to get out of our kind of limited past circumstances, and take a chance here on a new path. See, there's that little doorway there in the background. And you're being given the ticket, the gift, the opportunity. Here you go. Spirit's saying, here's your token. You can go through the door. Yeah. And I think on the other side of this door is your solar energy, is your spiritual awakening, your guiding light, your opportunity to connect with new people, to be out on this adventure that may feel lonely at first. But you're branching out, you're reaching out. It's like the roots of the tree intertwined with the roots of other trees. The branches of all the trees are reaching out to the other branches of the other trees, right? You ever notice that in a forest? That all the branches look like they're reaching out to the tree next to them? So that's kind of what you're doing with this path. I don't know what this is, if this is a big life-changing career move, or if you're finally going to start that business, but you're kind of going on this new adventure. You're choosing the quest. And I think it's beautiful. Now, we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, we're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Pisces on Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.